President Biden could soon have another crisis on his hand. Talked about this a lot. His weapons and the territory now falling into the hands of the Taliban as the U.S. nearly finishes its withdrawal from Afghanistan. The president will meet today with his national security team about what some are calling an imminent foreign policy disaster. David Spunt has the latest from the White House. Let's check in there. David, good morning.
Hi, Bill. Good morning.
A little background here. They've been trying to take Afghanistan for hundreds of years. Alexander the Great tried to do it. The British tried to do it. Russia tried to do it. And America's just failed. They haven't been able to take Afghanistan. They've tried. They're over there trying to take those people's land, trying to control it. Now, as of late, they found huge titanium deposits there. It's a rare metal. And so they're not telling that in the news. Now, they're over there bothering those people. Those people not bothering America. They say, oh, well, they had to attack them because Al-Qaeda attacked them on 9/11. However, when people come and attack America from Germany or Britain, they don't go and attack Britain and Germany because they've had so-called terrorists that come in from those countries. They don't go and attack them. It's just lies they tell. These people just lie their ass off. I mean, they can't do anything else because that's their nature, to lie. So people understand what's going on, and they have never been able to subdue those people. To their credit, right, they have never been controlled by anybody. America's been here for nearly a decade, ever since since 2000, right? So that's almost 20 years. It is 20 years. And they failed, just like the Russians did. In fact, it brought down the Soviet Union. America spent trillions of dollars there. It's failed. But they don't tell people the real truth about what's going on. Say, oh, they did it to help the women. Why do you care about the women? That's their country. Why do you think you have to go all over the world and tell people how to live, how to act? And you say you're not racist? Isn't that racism? Because you think your system is better than theirs? They've been around thousands of years. But you know better than them. You're going to tell them how to live. But you're not racist. They're not over here trying to tell you how to live. You're all over the world trying to tell everybody how to govern, how to live, how you should do this, how you should do that. That's all you do. Make mischief and shed blood. You and those people's business. They're defending their land. They're not invading your land. They're defending their land. And we're not going to get to 911 all that, because that's a lot of BS there also. So let's follow some of this.
Morning. That's expected to take place in about 45 minutes in the White House Situation Room with all different national security stakeholders. We knew at some point the United States, after 20 years, would eventually leave Afghanistan. That time is now. That drawdown continues. But the way the drawdown happened, but was really overnight it happened.
No, you didn't think it was ever going to leave. You thought it was going to take it over. It's like it took over every place else. Never thought you was going to leave. You're getting kicked out. So you got kicked out of Vietnam. Then you say, "Oh well, we just withdrew." No, they kicked you out. You was running. You left all your equipment. Just got the hell out of there because you're scared to be wiped out. You lost there, and you're losing in Afghanistan also, but you don't want to call it that because you can't defeat them, and you're about to be defeated in Iran also.
Under the cover of darkness. That's when U.S. forces left Bagram Air Base, their home for 20 years, turning off electricity in the middle of the night and leaving the famed base under Afghan control. The concern, the Taliban is going to quickly oust the Afghanis and ultimately take control. Yesterday, Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby told Neil Cavuto, this is the best way forward. Listen.
See, this is their country. And this is why they take control, because most people are on their side. The government you set up there is your puppet government. that does what you want them to do. You just lie. I mean, there's no sense keep saying you're liars. It's like trying to say, birds have wings. So ain't no point keep saying, hey, the birds got wings, because we know birds have wings. And we know that's all you do is lie. Every time you open your mouth, you're lying. That's all you've ever done. As Jesus said, you're a liar and a murderer, and that's by your own nature. That's all you do. You've never told the truth. The only time any truth ever came to America when Master Prophet Muhammad showed up back in early 1900s, and during the time of Elijah, for 42 years. After him, you got lying Farrakhan. That's all he does is lie. He's one of the biggest liars on the planet. He's a demon. He's been pushing his economic program 42 years. You see any economics? You send him money. You send him all kinds of money. You send him millions and millions of dollars. Only thing you see is $500 glasses, sunglasses, right? And $2,000 skirts he wears. But you don't see any economics, do you? Anywhere. Because he's a big liar. And he's telling you, oh, we're going to stay here. We're going to build up America. But is he preparing you for that? Is he preparing you for that at all? I mean, if that's what he thinks, that you're going to take over America and you're going to be the power, you're going to be the control. So how can he not preparing you for it? How can he not set up schools, teach how to be electricians and scientists and doctors and farmers and carrying on? He ain't doing any of that because it's a big lie. He's preparing you. Only thing he's preparing you for is to keep sending him money to make him richer and richer and richer. And so therefore, when he gets out of here, if he doesn't make it, right, then his family had a lot of money in his family's name. But this public government stuff, that's what it's all about. And then, now they think, oh, that government's going to be overtaken. Yes, it's going to be overtaken because it doesn't represent the people.
A military solution is not going to be in the best interest of the Afghan people or quite frankly, the region.
You see? Because you can't win. That's why a military solution is not going to work, because you can't make it work. Now, oh, it's not best interest of the people. There's liars. I keep saying why I need to say. I don't need to keep saying birds have wings, right? We just know they're liars. See, it's not the best interest. No. Well, why would you been in 20 years? Figure after 20 years, you just figure that out after 20 years. That's not in the best interest of people. But you've been killing. How many people have you killed over there? Now you just feel, oh, it's not in the best interest of people, because they run your ass out there because you can't afford to stay anymore and you can't win.
We're still pushing, and we still believe in the security situation. I think augurs for and argues for a peaceful negotiated solution here.
However, the commander on the ground there, General Scott Miller, sounding alarm bells. He's worried about the Taliban taking control and undoing 20 years of work that the U.S. put into this specific country.
Nobody asked you to put any work in there. Nobody asked you to come over there. You wasn't invited. It was what you did. You wasn't asked to be. You wasn't asked to come over there. Nobody wanted what you did. They was doing fine without your ass coming over there. See, because you think, oh, well, you're going to save the world. You're such good people with your capitalism and your democracy. Your democracy enslaved the world, and your capitalism impoverished the world. Only democracy you like is when you are in charge, when you had a majority. That's the only democracy you like, when you're the majority, because you want to rule everybody else. See, when you don't have a majority, you don't want democracy then. Phonies.
You watch the Taliban moving across the country. What you don't want to have happen is that the people lose hope, and
it's their country. Lose hope? What kind of hope? They don't want you there. That's why they run your ass out. If the people want you, they would have won. They don't want you there. That's why they run your ass out. People have hope. Hope for what? Oh, you brought hope there? No, you brought murder and death. That's what you brought there. An attempt to take their country.
They believe they now have a foregone conclusion presented to them. I don't like leaving friends in need. And I know my friends are in need.
Friends in need? Wait, need you never asked you to come over there? They're not your friends. They want your ass out of there. That's why they ran your ass out. Look at him. He look like he's a savior of the world. Like, oh man, I feel so bad, man. I didn't help you. Nobody asked you to come over there. You invaded, remember?
The drawdown bill is expected to be complete by the end of next month. Before the anniversary of 9/11, President Biden will be addressing this, specifically the Taliban and Afghanistan, in the East Room today at 1:45.
We'll be
in
watching.
there and bring it to you.
Yep. Thank you, David. David Spunt, North Lawn there. Dan, you shared an excellent piece with me yesterday
Oh,
about what's happening in Afghanistan. It's
Tom
days.
Jocelyn, who writes for the Dispatch. He's right for Weekly Standard at the Dispatch. He had some really interesting pieces. And look, again, understand, if the decision is to leave, the decision is to leave. But there's a right way to do it, and we are not doing that.
Yeah, the right way is get your hell out of there. Right way is never get there, to go there to begin with. But you're doing the right way now. You run your ass out of there because you can't win.
Boris Johnson today finalized the British withdrawal too in Afghanistan too. So
I didn't see that.
these are big headlines.
Now you are bringing me information that I needed to know. All right.
Do you really believe this? Do you think this kind of stuff really happens?
Yeah, no.
They pushing this
Plus,
really
it's not even
hard,
like you'd be into me or whatever.
right? And a lot of black folks are buying it because they want to be like master's children. They want to get off the fields and live in a house like
I would
master.
love to tell
But
you
look
about
how
all the
good
great
master's
savings
children
you
are
can get for
living.
bundling your
I mean,
renter.
they dress nice, they eat better, right? And they ain't just beat as much as us, and they don't have to work 24/7. See, so I want to be like them. And that's the whole point of this, because they're not showing you really real black people. The black people they show, even in the movies, they don't show inner city. The ones living in projects and carrying on, the Section 8 housing, they don't show you that. Oh, they all live in nice houses, mansions, and carrying on. And you know damn well they don't. But the demons live like that. And how they live like that? Because they live off of you. Because when you got off the plant, we're still on the plantation, but when you got out of the fields, they weren't gonna let their children live off of us, off of them. They said, okay, you can live off of them, the field Negroes. That's what they said. You can live off of them, you ain't gonna live off of us. And that's what they've been doing. The preachers, they get rich off you coming there, feed you that crap, love master, be a good citizen, everything else. That teach you to go home to the promised land. That teaches Abraham a covenant. That teaching you that. They're teaching that. They teach love master, love America, Democratic Party, the politicians, they teach the same thing. We're gonna vote this thing out. See, y'all vote, we're gonna work this out. And how does it prove you life at all? How does any of this nonsense prove your life? They got you waiting for heaven after you die, and then after you die, right, you're gonna return, you're gonna be serving mass up in the sky, because you got a white man on your wall. That's what it's all about. Deceive you. It's the same thing they was doing when you're in the fields. So the demons now, they can live off you like Farrakhan. He's been asked for money for 40 years. He hasn't produced a damn thing. Only thing he's produced for himself and his family. Or he preaches the same thing. Elijah Muhammad came along in third grade, and what he do? He did. And that's why they hate him so much, because he was actually doing something. That's the whole game. This stuff is not real. It's designed to make you want to stay here and be with master, to keep deceiving you, to keep you, to give you their vision, a hopeless vision that's never going to happen. We're going to live happily ever after here. Everything's going to be all right. It's going to be multiracial. Everybody's going to mix. It's going to be, that's a false vision. It's never going to happen. But they want you to believe that until they can finish get rid of you. There's a vision that's never going to happen. That's what they're trying to get you to think is going to happen. And a lot of you are buying it.
Honest history. So, I mean, this is the
And the way she said it.
And we had an African-American father on 2 days ago from Western Michigan, Ian Rice, I believe was his name. He's married to, his wife is white. He's got 2 kids. They're biracial. And he came on our air and said, look, they're teaching my kids in school to hate their mom. Think of,
See, it's stupid stuff. See how stupid it is? See how stupid this is? Totally stupid. Nobody told him to marry somebody white. So now he's going to get, that's the danger of these demons. That's the danger of these demons, because they look like us, walk like us, talk like us, so we listen to them, because that's how they ease in on us. See, he married white, then he said, well, you can't teach the true history of America because you teaching them to hate my children. Well, okay, so because you decide to marry a white woman, then we got to forget about everything happened to us in the past, and we got to stop teaching our children the truth because you decide to go and marry one of them. That's the problem. That's the real problem.
Think about those cross currents.
And Lawrence Jones makes the point that this is turning kids against their parents, and that's what you really have to watch for. So that's why people are super concerned.
More to come on that.
And check this.
No, they're not turning kids against their parents. You did that. If you didn't have a history, there wouldn't be a problem, would it? If you weren't out there ripping and stealing and cheating people, right? Because the first thing, when you lock one of us up, the first thing you do is pull out our record. And then you decide what you're going to do based on our record. You look at us based on our record. You already look at us because we black. That's the obvious record right there. But first pull your rock record, and then you start saying, oh, well, see, you did this, you did. But then we pull out your record. So if that's good enough for us, it should be good enough for you. We're pulling out your record. And where's your record? Murder, rape, genocide. There's nothing good about it. There's no such thing as good shit. And you go, oh, well, Elijah, he's another demon. Well, he's teaching us to hate our parents, hate our children. No, you did that. So in other words, we tell the truth, that's going to create hatred. No, you create hatred. We just tell the truth about it. You ain't gonna talk your way out of this.
This out.
We need a lot of things to change. To me, it's like everyone pointing.
See, another demon. See, that's the danger. Because we're listening to them because they have a black face. That's a white man talking. That's a white man talking there with a black face. That's a white man talking there with a black face. Why he like that name? Why hold that name, Mackenzie, when he knows the history of it? Because that's his real name. That's his father's name or his great grandfather's name, and that's his heritage. That's his family name. That's why he's holding on to it. See? So that's a white man talking in black skin. But see, you listen to him because you say, oh, look, he's a brother, he's black. No, that's a white man talking in black skin. That's a wolf in sheep clothing.
The finger at everyone else. Who else do we need to talk to so we can so we can decrease this gun violence? The mayor can't do it. The government can't do it. So who else in play? I mean, they talk to the president. What can the president do to stop this violence?
A Chicago community activist earlier discussing President Biden's visit with Mayor Lightfoot amid the city's surging crime wave. Just yesterday, 2 people were killed and 19 wounded in Chicago, including 3 undercover officers. Tio Hardiman is executive director of Violence Interrupters. It's a grassroots effort.
See, all these demons, remember, half the blacks in America are demons, and they represent, that's Massa talking. Understand, that's Massa right there talking in black skin. That's the only reason why he's right there. Because they're not going to let anyone like me or anyone that talks about real black problems, they're never going to let them on there. They're not going to let them anywhere near Massa's house. Go back to the fields. Only one was in Master's house, right, was Master's black-faced children. The preachers was Master's black. We still have the same structure today. They just confuse you and you don't see it anymore. The politicians, the ministers, the preachers, Farrakhan himself, all of them. There was a Master's children, and they look like us, so they would send them out, right, to keep us under control. The preachers to teach us to take and listen to Master, obey Master. That was the preacher's job, right? And the entertainers, that was to keep you entertained so you work hard on them, so you have something to look forward to on the weekends. Same thing is going on right now. Same thing is going on right now. See? And then the ones that come out, the spies. See, they come around you, right? See, and they're there to make you, to make sure you don't run away. And also to, get you to listen to them. They're your leaders. You see? They're the modern day politicians, and then the slave catchers and taskmasters. All this, you still got the same structure there. The police, you still got the same, but now they got you confused. See, they got you confused now because you don't see it. Because you think you're still free. You're still on the plantation. You're still in America, ain't you? You're still in their control, don't you? Still obey their laws, don't you? If you don't obey the laws, right, they put your ass in jail or kill you, don't they? We're a free nation. We're supposed to be a free nation, but we're not free because we still obey their laws. We're not obeying our culture. They said, what's democracy? You can vote. We don't want to be part of this. Yes, yeah, we can vote as long as they had a majority. And they make sure you never will get the majority because they're aborting your children, right? 22 million and counting right now. You don't get any of this? Yeah, that's a white man talking there.
Aimed at reducing gang and gun violence in Chicago. I know you do great work there. I wonder what you think about that meeting yesterday between Mayor Lightfoot and President Biden. Do you think anything could come of it that will help alleviate the problems you're seeing?
No, I don't believe nothing's going to really come of the meeting with Mayor Lightfoot and President Biden. The reason why is because Mayor Lightfoot has a dismal track record in the area of reducing gun violence in Chicago. In the year 2020, homicides were up 53%. This year, we have over 2,000 people shot and close to like 370 people murdered here in Chicago. 10 kids under the age of 15 were killed. 10 young people under the age of 15 were killed. And shootings of young people under the age of 15 are up 23% in Chicago right now. And the homicide clearance rate is only like 9 to 14%. So why would the president meet with a failed leader here in Chicago? And actually, the thing is, I don't want to be too hard on the mayor, but I will say this. I would not even speak about the mayor if she would stop saying she has a plan to reduce gun violence in Chicago. The superintendent continues to talk about his big plans over the 4th of July holiday weekend, and we had like a massacre in Chicago. So my thing is, President Biden can do whatever he plans to do, but he needs to meet with people down in the trenches here in Chicago doing work on the ground level.
But see, analyze this now. There's been violence against black in America since it's been here. This ain't nothing compared to what was back on when in the fields. This ain't nothing. So there's nothing that's changed. There's nothing that's changed. The violence is still just as bad. It's even worse. I mean, it's worse then. But see, they act like, oh, it's just violence now. It's been violence against us since the day we set foot on this continent. It's the day they set on foot on their slave ships. See? So these demons, their answer is it clean, transform shit into honey, clean up shit. See, you can't clean shit, you only get rid of it. That's the end of how you know they're demons. Because they want to stay here with Massa. They just want Massa to be nice to them. Massa, please be nice to us. We're your children. It's right there in Book of Mark. It says, they didn't want to leave. Said, don't make me leave the country. I want to stay here. That's Louis Eugene Grau's NOI Baptist Legion. They want to stay here. That's what he's talking about. They've been here for 40 years and they're still trying to clean this up, trying to make like, is this something new? It's been crime in America since the day it set foot on this continent. And it hasn't got any worse than, it's just bad as it's ever been. There's always been constant violence against us. Ask about over a million of us in the prison. Why? How they get in the prison? They're on vacation? That's a demon you're talking to. There's a white man in a black face. Because they're not telling you want to leave here. You don't hear nothing about, he wants to fix it, clean. But you've been here for some years, haven't been to clean it up. All they did is just change, they changed the narrative. That's all. They just changed the verbiage. That's all they did. Renamed everything. We're still here on Plantation America. We're still working for them. When you go on your job, right? Are you on your job? Are you free? When you're in a job, you do what boss tells you. You fire your ass. If you fire you, what you gonna do then? Nothing has changed. They flipped the script on you. Just reworded, renamed everything, and you fall for it. And they got these demons that keep it going, just like they did in the fields. Make sure they don't run away. Convince them not to. That's the politicians. Convince them to stay here. And then The preachers, right? Convinced to love master. See, don't ever hate master, no matter how bad master is, right? You be good to master because master he's up in the sky too, and you want you don't want to be pissed him off because when you die, you have to meet master again, white Jesus. All this is the same thing. It's nothing's changed. All he did was just upgrade. That's all I did. Upgrade and rename everything. Upgrade and rename everything. And they use these demons to convince you, right, that everything is cool. Just go along with the program. See, it's going to be better one day. But who is getting better for? It's getting better for them. Because this guy, I guarantee he's got money. All of them. How do they get it? They're living off us. You notice how in these advertisements and carrying on, you notice how in these advertisements that always show blacks as having nice homes, mansions, and nice cars and BMWs. Is that where most black people live? Of course they don't. How come they don't show the ones in the projects and government housing and carrying on? How come they don't show them? They give a false idea. They show how the demons live. Man, you think, and you're gonna see that's what it was back in the fields, right? You wanted to be like slave masters' children, the demons. You wanted to get off that field and live in the house too. See, because they had nicer clothes, right? And they wouldn't beat up and they wouldn't still working 24/7, right? And they ate better food and everything. So you want to be like them. That's why I keep showing out on TV, because showing you them. We don't live like that. Majority of black folks don't live anywhere near like that. The way the images they show you on TV. They don't show you the real images, inner city images, where most black people live. See? Because they want you, you be like me and you live like this. If you be like me, you live like this. See, you have money, you have BMW, you've been charged or something, right? You have, brothers and sisters. Let me move on here and move past this fool, right? One more thing that is just, brothers, okay. Okay. Let's stop right there. Okay, hold on here. Okay, back up a little bit here. Okay, stop it here.
woke curriculum. She writes
Finally.
this in a Washington Post op-ed. I'm a professor at a U.S. military academy. Here's why I teach critical race theory. It'll respond West Point grad Jeremy Hunt. How you doing, sir? Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I want to continue this. Here's
Again, another white man, black skin. See, military guy, officer, the whole thing, got the flag on there. So you can be like him. That's the whole idea. Wants to be like him. See? But you're still gonna be in the field. See, that was the whole thing in the field. See, they master learned early. Well, we can get more work out of them if we give them a little bit of hope that they can one day work in a house. They can one day be like these, my children. See, wear nicer clothes. Because if they gave them no hope whatsoever, they would run or they commit suicide. So they gave them a little bit of hope, set them demons up, go out there and rape the women and put their children in the house. And so they said, oh, they got nice clothes, man. You know, they butlers and, you know, they coach drivers, right? And they preachers and they eat better food. They wear nice clothes, you see. So they set them up. And so now you hope that if you work hard, see, it didn't, I don't care how hard you work, you wasn't going to get there because the only ones got there was master's children. You understand? Those are the ones got there, was master's children. What happened? What's happening here? Okay, hold on here.
Was our guest last hour as the
What happened?
uncle of that little girl. He had good.
What happened? Excuse me. Hold on. Went backwards here. We want stability here.
issue. Over 80% of the gun violence occurs in the African American community. Black men need to step up and address issues in their community right now. Black Lives Matter, we need to use the same model. The way people protest against police shootings, we need to protest against the gun violence in Chicago.
All right, well. Let's see.
Article.
Okay,
battlefield of
let's
ideas.
continue.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll start on a positive note. I mean, this has to be the most honest account of critical race theory that I've seen from the left, because since we started this debate, we've been hearing lie
White man
after
talking.
lie after lie from the left, and finally, someone is actually telling the truth. First lie that we were told is that they don't actually teach critical race theory in the military. Well, this professor obviously debunks that, says explicitly, I'm teaching critical race theory. And then the second lie that we were told is that, you know, critical race theory is just an account of history, right? You know, we're just talking about, you know, the truth of America's past. Well, we know that's not true now because she actually says in the article that it's teaching us how to think about debunking, you know, different views and oppressive beliefs
BS.
and strategies to approach justice. And then the third thing we were told, of course, is that they don't actually endorse critical race theory. You know, the Biden administration told us, you know, this is just something that we want to expose people to different beliefs. But she also
Green eyes.
that because she explicitly endorses the worldview the critical race theory espouses.
You know how he got green
very
eyes.
good. I want to play Mark Milley in a moment here too, but I
Sure didn't get it
I
from
was
Africa.
thinking about why you're answering that. I guess it's one thing to teach a first grader this. It's a different deal if you're in college, right, or if you're in one of the military academies. Are you not much more suited at that age to handle something like this, whether it's theory or history or however you want to characterize it?
White man there, light skin.
Yes, I'd say that in college, universities, and law schools, of course, we're exposed to a lot of different beliefs, which is very different from teaching, you know, in a public school. The difference in this case is that we have a federally funded institution
And there are classes that have a normative view that teach cadets how to lead, that teach cadets how to approach officership. And so if this is presented alongside those classes, we need to be clear about what here is, what here is just opinion and just exposed to different views, and what's actually being endorsed by the military. And so this article seems to imply that they are actually endorsing this worldview.
Well, okay, Mark Milley, June 23rd, congressional hearing. He was asked about it. Here was his answer.
So what is wrong with understanding, having some situational understanding about the country for which we are here to defend? And I personally find it offensive that we are accusing the United States military, our general officers, our commissioned, non-commissioned officers, of being, quote, woke or something else because we're studying some theories that are out there.
Okay. You remember that? I don't know how you reacted to that, but as a member of the U.S. military, how do you think?
Well, first off, I have a great deal of respect for General Milley, so I want to
you
start
do.
by saying that. But here's the thing: there's a difference between studying theories and actually endorsing theories and encouraging our young officers to embrace them. Okay, so if this is something that we're learning alongside Maoism and other ideas, just to understand how different people approach the world, that's one thing. But to actually endorse the view and impress it upon people, that's very different. And so we need